You have been a founder also, you have been an investor also. And is it very different, similar? How is it?
Yeah, look, first I'll say that while I was a founder, Saloni enjoyed the 2.5 years that it took to hit product market fit. I was freaking out. It took the same amount of time for us to reach the same amount of sales. I had left a very, very high paying job. At that time, I was in a private equity job. I used to get 30 lakhs in 2016, 24-year-old. I left that. Then I got engaged and I convinced my fiance also to join the business. And then we were doing nothing in sales. We were like 10 orders, 20 orders. So I think I at multiple times during that 2.5 year journey before we hit what we call product market fit, questioned whether I was even doing the right thing. And obviously people around me also did the same thing, right? Questioned is trying hard but wasting his time, nahi chalega, etc. All of that. So I think that patience was really challenging. And then obviously I entered an industry which was characterized by people who have experience. And then you have this 24, 25-year-old kid who can't even grow a mustache and beard coming to you and trying to sell Ayurveda. And I remember I wouldn't shave when I'd go to meetings because people won't take me seriously. So I think establishing that trust was also very difficult. Like we didn't get to $1 million in sales in the first year. We didn't get to $1 million in sales for the first 3 years. I think eventually when we sort of were able to scale the business and do what we did, some learnings came on how the e-commerce playbook works, how to scale a brand, a lot of mistakes that we made, right? Like not building a brand at all. See, in health and wellness, it's all about trust, right? Everyone said it multiple times here. And then we operated our business in a time where competition was lower than it is today. And so you could just advertise on Google and Facebook and you were the only brand advertising. If someone wanted, they take your product. Right? There were less customers. Yeah. But if someone wanted, they take your product. And then by the time COVID came, you were already so big that people only bought your brand. But there were lots of learnings on how to build a brand, when to build a brand, on organic content funnels, which you guys know very well, on building a team, etc., all this infrastructure. So I was able to take some of those learnings into being an investor. Being an investor is very different from being a founder. You know, a lot of investors may say that it's very similar. We are like founders. We are enabling founders. It's much more chilled, honestly. It's not less busy. I think when I say that life is a little bit more relaxed, it's not less busy because you're putting in the same hours, or at least I like to put in the same hours. But you have something called a portfolio approach. So let's say in my fund, for example, I'll have in the first fund 10, 11 companies. If one company is not working, I'll still get to sleep at night because the other 9, 10 will work. As a founder, if your company is not working, all your eggs are in one basket. You won't get to sleep at night, right? So I think that's the difference. I'm honestly doing intellectually the most stimulating work in the world. Just imagine I get to meet people like this every single day and they tell me about their business and all of their passion, etc. And hopefully, as a founder, I've learned some few things here and there that have helped me be a little bit better equipped than other people. So that's but it is a fundamentally different journey. And honestly, my wife was my co-founder in my business. I convinced her to join. She tried to do this investing thing and she asked me one question in 1 week when she was also trying to be an investor. She said, "So Arjun, what's your output of this week? You spoke to 100 people this week and how many companies are you investing in?" And I said 0. She said, "You completely wasted your time." So eventually she could not be an investor. So I think it takes a certain type of person and a different rhythm towards the work, right? I may meet 100 companies and not find any to invest in. And the next 3 I meet, all 3 I can invest in. Right? So the work is very different, but intellectually very stimulating.
Got it. Also, less control. No? As an investor, you have
you have to let go. So I think there is a positive and a benefit of being a founder. The positive is that you have seen some of the journey, and so at least some people have told me you ask the right questions, or you don't focus on the sort of things that are not so relevant, right? Like let's say, for example, it's an early stage company, maybe their PF or ESIC is not exactly completely in order, but I've been through that journey, so I know. So I won't spend as much time on it as I will on revenue or products or something like that. But the biggest problem about being a founder who's turned into an investor is that sometimes you don't believe things are possible because you have not done it. Right? Like, let's say, for example, I followed this rhythm in my journey. I saw these kind of things in my journey. I saw these things not work. times have changed. People are better than you also, right? You have to accept that that guy was 10x better than me, and so he's able to do it. And so initially in my journey, I thought that I didn't accept certain things. Thinking it's done like this only. मैंने ऐसे किया है. So I was looking for those patterns, but sometimes to look outside those patterns, and then letting go is hard. You're seeing someone do something wrong. You know it's going wrong. You know it's going to waste 3 months and I don't know 20 lakh, 50 lakh rupees. But you can only help, advise, and make those statements. But the journey is the founder's, not yours. So, I keep telling founders who are starting to invest, you're not the captain of the ship. You're not holding the steering wheel. You're the guy who's holding the sails when there is a storm. But you can never be the captain of the ship, and you can't even get close to holding that steering. So it is different.
Got it. Very interesting.
I think adding to this, one of the things also is that a thing needs to be done in a certain way. They learn the best after having done it and maybe failed. At least personally, I've seen that, a lot of people said, don't do this, don't do that. But you just don't have that conviction unless until you try it and fail. And then the learnings that come, that's like 100 times better than somebody telling you, don't do this or don't do this.
So I was very keen to go to Harvard for an MBA. It was like a dream. I'd done the GMAT while I was in my finance job and all of that. And then I started this business. And initially we put the money, my family put up a little bit of money in the business. And we lost some 70 lakh rupees in the first year of our business. Lost, right? And my dad had put the money, so I went to him sheepishly with the first year's P&L and 70 lakh rupees and stuff. So he looked at it and he was okay, right? He said, look, you tried and you worked and fine, you'll get better. But he looked at that loss number and he circled the loss number. And he said, this is what a Harvard MBA costs, but I can tell you it's so much more valuable. At that time I was saying, he's my dad, he's trying to be nice to me, etc. All of that. But that experience of losing that 70 lakhs means I never want to lose that 70 lakhs again. And everything I did there, I'll never do again.
Got it. Friends, if you like this clip, then please go watch the entire episode and also subscribe to the channel for more such clips and episodes. Enjoy your life. Thank you very much.